The Central Bank of Nigeria has introduced a foreign exchange price verification system designed for importers to have access to forex. The Apex Bank, in a statement from its Trade and Exchange Department, said a price verification report from the portal is now mandatory for all forms of request, which it takes effect from August 31st, 2023. While urging all authorized dealers to inform their customers of the development, the CBN also said any case of infraction would be appropriately sanctioned. Now, joining me on the news at this hour to discuss this is Head Fixed Income and FX at Chapel Hill Durham Securities, Oladipo Ajayi. Thank you so much for your time, Oladipo.
Thank you for having me on.
All right, now let's talk about the Form M the customers fill to access Forex. What benefit does it bring to the process?
Yeah, one thing that we need to first look at firstly is the fact that this has allowed Nigeria to now conform with international standard in terms of actually processing Form M documents for importations. And another thing that this is bringing to the table is also this will actually eradicate over and under invoicing that is actually more prevalent in our system. And also the issue of FOB upliftments actually will be likely be a thing of the past because what that simply means that we can now get the exact pricing of whatever you are importing in alignment with international standards. So I think it's a very good one for the public.
All right, now, what benefit can or would this price verification system bring to the Forex market or probably for importers?
Yeah, what it would do for the foreign market is firstly, before now, we tend to get a situation whereby people over-invoiced. When you over-invoice things that will cost maybe like $300,000, you can over-invoice for like $1 million. As a result of that, you actually approach CBN to actually buy $1 million, only for you to actually meet your obligation with $300,000. Then the balance actually is now diverted to other sources, but that will not happen again. So by so doing, what we are doing, as the central bank has been able to conserve the level of liquidity that's been dispersed out to sources that are not beneficial to the system. So also the benefit to importers are the fact that they don't need to now be looking for to at least submit a physical document of some of their pro forma invoice and the likes. They can do that automatically online, and the system can verify the prices that you actually set online to actually see whether it's in tandem with global practice or not. Another benefit to importers is that there will not be a situation where at the point of now clearing goods, that is when the customer will come and say, your PAR was not well done. That is your pre-arrival assessment report. That means that maybe you are not well billed, or maybe the cost of good that you actually reported as the cost of that particular good was not in line with global practice, whether you actually under invoice so that to reduce your cost of clearing. That will not be there because as a result of that, the Nigerian custom will actually now have to do more like an FOB upliftment, which will further increase the amount you actually pay for clearing. All those things will be there again. So what that simply means for importers is that you can now be sure that you can have an idea of what will be the likely cost of actually clearing your good from inception.
All right, now the CBN has warned of sanctions to those who do not comply with this new directive. But are the banks selling at the same rate, or are they selling selling all FX over the counter?
Yeah, what has been very prevalent in markets in the last 2 months is the fact that we have only been seeing the CBN coming in intermittently, sometimes twice in a week, sometimes once in a week to intervene in the market. And what they do is that they sell directly to banks and actually mandate banks to actually sell onward to their customer. by putting just a spread of 1 naira on whatever cost at which they actually incur in buying directly from central bank. And one way or the other, that's been one of the ways that the banks can actually be operating for the last 2 months. And just recently, also the central bank also mandate the IOCs also to sell directly to banks so as to further improve the level of liquidity in the system. So if you look at it overall, we are just basically still trying to actually see a way on how to improve the level of liquidity in that market. So, and that's one of the reasons why you sometimes see the rate trade as high as 790, and another day it comes as low as 745 thereabouts. So that gives you more like the range at which that window is actually trading, and basically prices are actually allocated to manufacturer at those levels.
All right, Oladipo, just quickly before I let you go, in less than 30 seconds, in your opinion, how has the liquidity of FX in the market, how has it been? And of course, let's talk about the impact of these policies by the president, the current administration, that's President Tinubu's administration, and also the CBN.
Yeah, the market has not been extremely liquid because some of these policies is not something you do in isolation. You don't just harmonize the window and just leave every other thing to fall in place. You also need to take some other proactive actions. And one of the actions is the fact that you need to actually contract the economy so that the rates of investment can go up, and also that will also really offer investors to come into your market. And I think in that aspect, the central bank actually dropped the ball in the month of July when they allowed a lot of liquidity to actually play around in the market. And we saw the effect we are currently seeing the effect in the market now. And I think that's one of the things that led us to our knock of 900 naira in the parallel market. So also another thing also that I also want us to take into consideration is that also I feel that the central bank also neglected some segment of the market. You have people that want to pay school fees, you have people that are traveling for vacation, you have people that want to go on medical tourism, but these people, they cannot access FX windows. As a result of that, you expect of course, they will actually want to look for a market where they can actually meet their demand. And that's exactly why we also saw what we saw at the parallel market. So I think that the central bank also still have a lot of things to do to actually stem the tide, out to speak. One of the things is to actually create a market where most of these people can actually meet their demand. And by so doing, I think we'll start falling in line with what's the levels that we actually expect the currency to actually trade appropriately.
All right, thank you so much for your time. Oladipo Ajayi.